Roman and Greek statues are a right pain to build in Minecraft. So how can we make them less of a pain to build in Minecraft? That is a question that I'm going to be answering in today's video with a few examples. So we're going to be covering some examples of classical statues, from initially looking at unpainted statues to some painted examples, and what different block materials we can use, as well as different shapes that we can make in order to make really nice classical statues. So the first thing we're going to be having a look at here are the unpainted statues. Now typically ancient Greek and ancient Roman statues that have lasted into the modern day are white like this, or have the existing original stone colour underneath them because the paint is wore off. So I've got a couple of examples here of a soldier on the left. I've got something that resembles a small statue of Athena over here with her shield and her spear. And then as you go to the middle, we've got a couple of other small examples as well. But as you can see, I've mixed different white materials. So I've got quartz, I've got pear oak, I've got diorite, and you can see I'm trying to resemble this humanoid shape. So in this one as well, this one's a bit more random, but I'm trying to capture this straight human shape, and you can kind of copy some of these ideas that I've used here by pausing the video, maybe making your own examples of these, like this man over here as well. It's a little bit like that one over there. But in many ways, it's about trying to follow a similar language throughout a lot of your statues. If a lot of your statues have a similar sort of way that you build them, it will make sense across your different builds. So I'm going to start looking at some painted ones. So here, I've actually just got the exact same statue that we first looked at on the left, but it is painted. So you can see there's a darker skin color here that's being made out of granite with some of the quartz accents. He's got a coloured spear, and he's got a plinth that he's on top of. So I'm using stairs, 4 blocks, I'm putting upside down stairs, and I'm using the head as an upside down stair as kind of like an overall theme for my statues. This one's a bit different. This one's a 2x2 again, and the 2x2 ones look a little bit more abstract. I think the 3x3 base kind of yields the best examples. Like this one is a more 3x3 base, and this is a statue of Athena with a triple headdress. So what I'm doing is I'm using warp trapdoors, warp fence gates to make this kind of like triple headdress that you see on a lot of the Athena statues. Now you could use your blue glass panes if you want to do a single headdress, but if you do a triple headdress, it's not going to work as well. So you can use a warp fence gate for these 2x3 or 3x3 base ones. And I've got a different colour for her shield. I've got a different colour for like the shoulder plates, and then I've got accent colours like the brick and the diorite as part of the plinth. Now I'm going to show a bigger example of a similar Athena statue that's made of basically copper, but I'm imagining it to be brass. So you can see I've got the brass shield, then I'm using the jungle stairs, and I'm mixing different materials up here on top of a plinth, with then a long spear, and then the triple headdress using the trapdoors as well. And I've got the spear here with a lightning rod and a chain. Just kind of these little things where you want to try and taper it up into the thing. So as you can see, I've got the triple headdress here, a bit of a helmet in a different material. And there you go. I mean, a lot of the thing in terms of making statues is trying to texture your different materials and have different accents between different layers. Now the shapes are one thing, but it's really in terms of like trying to capture something. So this here is a hoplite statue, a Greek soldier. So this is all in copper, and imagining this to be like a brass statue, it would have been painted. And then you've got smaller examples like this, which are, 2 people fighting on a plinth. And this is a bit more abstract, but as you can tell over here, if you go off a base of you have the stair blocks as your feet, you might have the 4 blocks as your body, and then you might have an upside down stair as your head. You go off that sort of rule with then maybe a headdress on top. Maybe you have like the stairs or your walls as arms, things like that. But that's the sort of thing that you can experiment with in your own builds to see what you think works best. So as you can see, I'll put feet here, upside down stair like that, upside down stair, which are going to be representing the heads, and then you've got the single stair that represent the feet, which I think kind of captures the imagination of that idea. Now I'm going to look at a couple of Roman examples, or particularly Roman examples. So this is actually an example of Augustus of Prima Porta. Now this is quite a hard statue to replicate in Minecraft because it's got a lot of movement, and the Roman statues were focused more on the actual human-like elements and the portraits of the person that they were doing, rather than like an idealized god figure. So here at the bottom I've had these little detail with the little man at the bottom of the statue, and I've just used an armor stand, used a piston to push it in with a block of redstone. There you go. But this is actually quite a nice statue, and it's quite a nice one to copy if you want to copy it in your own builds. Where I've got this spear with a lightning rod on top, I've got some banners that serve as his cape, and then there's some fences and buttons which make the like breastplate element of his statue. Then this is some sort of, I don't know what this is really, it's more of a test, but this is trying to replicate some sort of female Roman statue with colours in the dress. I think this one's a bit less successful, whereas this one's a bit more successful, where this is someone holding up scales, wearing a toga. So I'm imagining this is like a female statue that's wearing a toga in the white, and then you've got the sandstone as a skin colour, again with the upside down stare as the head. With then one of the copper golems as the element of the scale in that statue over there. But what you'll notice is that all of these have some sort of plinth that they sit on, and that was very typical of classical statues. You would rarely see a classical statue that didn't have a plinth on top of it. So these are another few examples of coloured statues, and they're slightly bigger. So what you'll find is that it's actually easier to build statues as they get bigger, but bigger statues were actually far less common in the Roman Empire and in ancient Greece because they were so expensive and so difficult to build. Because what would happen is, as you built the bigger with stone, bits would fall off. So in this example, I've got the same hoplite statue, and I've added some colour. So I've added it thinking that, okay, this might be a Spartan soldier with his red headdress, with the darker skin, with the spear and a coloured shield, that sort of thing, standing on top of a nice plinth over here. So this is a bit more of like a fantastical example. I mean, you wouldn't have seen any huge statues like that. Whereas one like this, of Athena, you would have seen a statue like this. There are many examples of big Athena statues. So here I've changed the triple headdress for the warped trapdoors. Then I've got the copper shield. And then this example here is a statue of what I imagine to be Minerva, a Roman goddess. So it's her in a kind of orange dress with the pale skin and then the brown hair on top. But there are lots of different designs that you can go back through the video and you can pause and you can copy to see, okay, what works, then you can experiment with them later in your own builds. So there you have it, guys. That was a quick intro into some classical statues and how I like to build them in Minecraft. Really hope you guys have enjoyed this video and you've got some inspiration from this video. Let me know in the comments what you think and what you kind of like to do with your statues. I'm thinking of making a part 2 of this in some bigger statues, basically like more monumental stuff like the Colossus of Troy, which I'm going to try and build at some point. But yeah, let me know in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. And until the next one, guys, thanks for watching and goodbye.